Alright, hello folks. KDB's here. Alright, today we got a little bit of maintenance to do. I need to add some frames to number 1. Check number 2. Can't remember if I put enough frames in there or not. I grabbed 8 frames. It should be enough to fill those 2 boxes up because there's like a few in each one, I believe. I also need to treat all 6 hives for Verroa. So I'm going to drop those strips down in the brood chamber, which means I have to separate the boxes, pull off the supers. So that'll be fun because we are in a lull right now. So the bees are a little irritated. I did go ahead and pull the feeders out of the small hives because I think they're ready. And I set up the feeders over there for them to clean up. So there should be a lot of activity over there. I'm hoping they'll kind of pay attention to that area, leave me alone. And we'll see what happens. Let's get busy. All right, number 1 hive's looking really good. We got plenty of bees in here. And they're being very calm. Considering we're in kind of a dearth right now, really wet spring going into the summer, they don't mind that I'm here at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop some of these strips down and below. I'm gonna maybe drape them across 2 or 3 frames, and they'll sit down inside. And when the Verroa mites cross those, it's supposed to, get rid of the Verroa mites. All right, let's go on to the next hive. All right, number 2 hive is looking pretty good. I got the resource boxes up here. Pulled out that first frame. They've got packed full of pollen, which is a good sign. Now, I do have some problems with this hive because this is the cutout hive. I have some foundation that they created that overlaps from the first or the second frame to this 3rd frame. So I'm going to go in here and cut that off and try to make it to where each one of these frames I can pull out individually, per state code. So I'm going to go ahead and treat this hive, but I will have to come back and figure things out, and it's going to make them really mad. But I've got to do it so that I can pull out these frames individually. All right, off to number 3. Okay, hive number 3. This has always been my strongest hive, the largest hive, and the numbers show. Very, very calm bees, at least right now. Cannot complain. I'm going to try and move the camera slow. I tend to move a little too fast and things get a little jittery. But yeah, things are looking good in here. I'll go ahead and drop 2 strips in here as well. Of course, the excluder got stuck to the bottom super. So I will have to get that off, scrape it off, because I'm sure they've got bird comb all over it. But hive number 3, check. Sitting here breaking into number 4 here. I was wondering why it was getting so loud. Kind of sound like a swarm. But a few of the hives are going into orientation flight. So, of course, it gets a little loud. Just part of it. I love it. Okay, yeah, these are probably all looking very similar. This is number 4. Got a lot more orientation going on. But number 4 looks really good. Lots of bees down here in the brood chamber. They're a little more feisty than the last ones, but they also had a plastic excluder, and of course when those peel off, it's just a pain. I'll have to clean off the top of these frames, put in my treatment, move on to the next one. Some of you are probably wondering, what in the world are you talking about, Kyle? What kind of treatment are you talking about? Alright, well, that's all it is. It's an acid strip. Gets rid of the Verroa mites. I kind of bridge it across 2 or 3 frames. So all you gotta do is bend it in half. Find a spot where they can go. Kind of just give a little wiggle. They'll move out of the way. Try not to make anybody mad. Give it a couple of taps to flatten it out. Make sure there's no one hiding underneath. And that's it. That hive is treated. And that'll last probably through the summer, and I might replace them in the fall. Alright, hive number 5. Looking really good. I know one thing. I need to get some more of those metal excluders because these last 3 boxes have the plastic ones, and I do not like how they come out. They also sag on the inside. Bees are getting stuck in them. This top screen is neat, but the bees' heads, their little heads get stuck in those screens. I had to assist 2 of them from decapitating themselves. But alright, hive number 5. We're going to go ahead and treat it. Put it back together. Move on to the last one. And last but not least, number 6. Doing very well. I'll show you guys. I mean, just every little bit of this frame is just packed full of bees. Every little bit of it. I mean, even into these corners. Like, look at this. It is packed. This is a nice hive. Alright, we will treat them. The honey resources all look pretty fair, especially for a new hive. This is all new for them. Number 6 is good. Number 5 I'm worried about. A lot of activity up top, not a lot of honey. All these are all fine. I mean, especially the last 3. They're well established and doing great. Number 2 might actually be doing better than number 3, but they're all fine. So yeah, the only one I'm worried about is this one. So I might pull resources from another one, give them to this one, make sure they're good to go going into the summer and into the fall. But we will treat this one, close everything up, and we are done for the day. Alright, closing remarks for the day. So what made me want to treat them for Verroa? Because I was actually in number 5 the other day, just looking at that observation screen, looking at the bees, and I did see one Verroa on one of the bees. And, you know, I figured it better be safe and go ahead and treat everybody with the Verroa. So that way, if there is Verroa going into the summer, these guys are already treated. The only thing I did notice, I think on number 2 or 4, there was some hive beetles. I'm a little worried about that. Now, hive beetles are natural. They're going to be in every hive. It's not too much to worry about, but if hive beetles overtake the hive, then it could be a problem. We'll do a quick walk by before we get out of here. Stop bugging these girls. I actually got a reducer that I want to put on this hive, get rid of that stick. Check out this orientation going on. About to get in the middle of it. A little beard. Crazy. And number 1. Always been a pretty quiet hive. People ask me, you know, what are the hives like? You know, do they have personalities? Absolutely. This is the quiet one. That's the noisy one. That's the old one. Man, there's a lot of activity coming and going out of the hive. It's kind of crazy. Might have been a little bit of thieving going on there. And then the 3 new ones. This one, they're the outdoor porch people. They're always outside. These 2 are very similar. Never have any real problems with them. But yeah, they do have their personalities, especially this one. It's so quiet and calm. I never have to worry about that hive. I can open that hive without a veil, smoke, sugar, anything. They don't care. Number 3, on the other hand, it's my grouchy old man. I crack that hive open without smoke or protection. They know it. But yeah, everybody's doing good. I'm going to leave these feeder boxes out here overnight. They'll probably feed on them in the morning. They haven't really touched them. They've somewhat found my salted water. Now, of course, the more it rains, it dilutes my water. I'm thinking about buying some salt blocks and getting a shallower bucket and putting the salt blocks on some water. And that way it's like salt water, and they can also chew and whatever on the salt blocks. Alright folks, I think that's it for today. Happy beekeeping.